Good morning, student. So today we will going to do the particular Python program, Python Panda programming. In the Python Panda programming, what we can see that we have the particular program and particular program that we find it that will going to work, and as we find it that we are working on the Python Panda loop. In this particular iterations of the loop, what we have that we have this particular structures and we are constructing the particular structure. So this is the function where we have a different type of functions that we are working with, and based on this particular function we do the work and we make this particular program to be worked with. So let us see what are the program that we do have for today, and what are the pattern that we will going to construct for today. Now see here that when we are constructing this particular program, here you can find it that what we have in this particular pattern of the program. So we have started the range has started from 7, and it has gone up to 1, and there is one -1, and see here inside there is one j range has been given 1, then I -1, isn't it? I -1 it has given, then we are printing the value of not I, we are printing the value of j here. So as we are printing the value of j here in this particular area, we can find it that /n we have given, and giving the /n we can make this particular program to be executed, isn't it? And when we are executing this particular program, we are making this particular program, there what we have the particular structures. Based on this particular structures, what we are doing, what we are considering, this particular part to be worked with, isn't it? So this is how we are constructing this program. So as we are constructing this program, we are making it out that how we can make the particular structures and how we can work with this particular structures. So as we are making these structures and as we are working with this particular structure, that means there are some different pattern or different types of work that we are implementing it here. Okay, so those the work what we find that we are implementing it here. In this particular work, we want to construct, we want to make the loop, and we want to work with the loop. So this is the particular thing that we find, this is the particular part that we find, that we are having this particular section, and in this particular section what we are doing that first of all you see that I have taken the value of I as 7. Okay, that means we have started from here also, from the last. So as we have started from the last, then we have gone up to how much? We have gone up to 1. So as we have gone there up to 1, then we find it that we are using that -1 for the decrementer. So as we are making this -1 for the decrementer, then we have got the value of j. So as we are finding that we have got the value of j, this particular j, what we find it that there is a particular pattern that what we are making it, that I comma I -1, that means the value of I is decreasing in each of the cases, isn't it? So as it is taking 7 -1 is 6. After that then what is the value it is printing? It is printing the value of j. That means what is the value of j up to that particular variable? That particular variable, the value of j is been printed here. Okay, next what we can find that we have the another structure or another pattern. So secondly it will again go into this, and as it go into this, it will again take the value of what? I. Value of I will be now what? 7 -1. 7 -1 means what? 6. So it will become now 6, and it will come inside the j as I value is 6. So here will be what? 6 -1, that means 5. So as 6 -1 is 5, that means what we will going to get it, that from that particular range it will going to print it out, isn't it? That again it will go inside the loop, and when it go inside the loop we find it that again the value of 7 will going to decrease by 1. As the value of 7 is decreased by 1, then from there what we can find it, we find it that we will going to get the value. Okay, value of this is what, as 5. After that we will get there 4. So this way step by step the value will going to decrease, as we are finding step by step the value is decreasing. We will going to have this particular program, and we will going to construct this particular program, isn't it? So what we are printing the value of j. As we find it that we are printing the value of j, and we are considering this, and we are making this particular part. So as we are making it and as we are working on it, so based on this particular structures, based on this particular part, we can find it that we have this particular pattern, and in this particular pattern what we can see, what we can have, that we have this particular structures to be implemented. Okay, so again and again the iterations with a for loop that is been done, and when we find that we are doing the again and again iterations with the for loop, in this iterations with the for loop that we find it that we are going to construct the structures, and as we are constructing the structures we will going to get this particular structures in pattern where we have the particular pattern to be worked with, and we have this particular thing to be implemented. Okay, so we are implementing these particular structures, we are making these particular structures. So as we are constructing these structures, as we are making these structures, we find it that we are going to have the particular pattern of implementation of the values that we are giving it. That means again and again iterations, the loop will going to iterate again and again. So when we find that particular loop will going to iterate again and again, there we are having there we are finding it that this particular loop, this particular part will going to make the particular structures to be implemented. So see here what we have the output from this particular program. Now you see the output, what the output it came, it find it that this particular output, what is there in this particular output, what we have the different color of numbers. Okay, color of numbers that we are getting, that what are the things that we find it that it will going to work in the form that we see it that there from what it has done, because 7 minus 1 is what, 7 minus 1 is 6. So the loop has run up to 6, but it has extracted the value up to 5, that we know. So as we know this particular thing, that means so 1 2 3 4 5 it will going to come. Next series what we can, because why it is coming here in this way, because we are taking the value of j, not the value of I. So as we are taking the value of j and not the value of I, there we find it that we are having this particular structures. Then next what we have that see next when it is again decreased, it has 1 2 3 4, isn't it? So it has 1 2 3 4, and this the 1 2 3 4 that we find that we are having. Next we find it will going to have 1 2 3. So as we find that we have 1 2 3, after that 1 2 3 it will going to have 1 and 2, and next it will going to have 1. So this is how we can say, this is how we can find it that each and every part of this particular value, what it is doing, it has been decreasing. Okay, it has been decreasing, and as it is decreasing we are getting the particular output, and as the output we are getting in, you see how they are decreasing in the particular format is what, in the backward decreasing we are giving. So 1 2 3 4 5, then 1 2 3 4, then 1 2 3, then 1 2, then 1. So this way what we find, the loop has been constructed and a loop has been designed. So let us see the next program what is there. Now see the another program. In this program here also we have constructed the loop, and as we have constructed the loop I and j, we are printing the value of j here. So here where we have started from 5. So as we have started from 5, from this particular 5 that we have started the value, and then what we have done it, we have run the loop up to 0. So as we have run the loop up to 0, there we find it that there we have the value of what, value, each the value will going to decrease by -1. So as we are decreasing the value by -1, this the decreasing of the value that we find it, that we will going to work on it. Okay, we will going to work on it, and as we are working on it, that we find it that we are going to have the value of j. That means we are printing here the value of the j. So same pattern, another nested loop has been constructed here, and in this nested loop what we can find, that we are going to make this particular pattern, and we are going to use this particular pattern. Okay, so this is the pattern. What see here, this also has started from 5, and this inside loop also has started from 5, isn't it? Inside loop also has started from 5, and there what we have done here, that I minus what will be the value of I, that will be -1, and each step it will going to reduce -1. Okay, so in each step what we find, the reduction will be done -1. So this is the particular thing that we can find, that we are using and we are implementing. As we find it that we are implementing and we are using this particular thing and these particular structures. Those the structures what is there, these the structures that we find, that we do have the implementation of this loop, and we do find it that how we will going to construct this particular loop. So for loop in a for range, that we can find it that we will going to have, and we will going to have the implementation that we are giving, and we are implementing it, isn't it? So what the thing that we are giving and what the thing that we are implementing, we find it that in this particular part, what we are giving, we have started from 5 and we will go up to 0. Okay, not up to 1, that means up to 0 we are going. And when we are going up to 0, that means how we are decreasing there, we are decreasing there by -1. So as we are decreasing there by -1 in this particular form, in this particular part, that what we do have, what we do find, we do find it that this is the particular structure or particular pattern that we are constructing and that we are doing. That means we have a certain type of range, and we are declaring those pattern of range. Okay, so as we are declaring those pattern of range, as we are having this certain pattern of range, so each of this particular range, when we are declaring, when we are making it, we find it that how this particular range will going to be constructed. Okay, how this range can be constructed, and how we can find this particular range will going to work. So this is the range what we can find. This is the part that we can find that we do have, and we do construct it. Okay, we do construct it. For this construction, what we can find, that we are having the loop and we are executing that loop. Okay, so as we are executing that loop, we are finding it that there are the different types of structures that we are using, different pattern of structures that we are using. So each of the structures that we are using, each of the structures that we are making, we have this particular constructional phase, we have this particular structure phase where we are going the values, where we are taking the value and we are decreasing the value part by part, isn't it? We are decreasing the value part by part, and inside of the another loop, when we are inserting in the another loop, there also we are calling the previous value, and calling that previous value again we are doing the process of decrementer. Fine, so we are doing the process of the decrementer. So this is the process of decrementer what we have. This is the process of decrementer that we find that we are implementing it here, and we are making the particular thing to be implemented here in this particular area, in this particular part. The thing has been given in such a way, in such a part that we will going to construct the structure, and we will going to have a particular structures that we are making it in a certain pattern or certain way. So as we are constructing the pattern in a certain way, as we are making the pattern in a certain way, what we can find it that we will going to have this particular pattern, and we will going to make this particular pattern to be implemented. Okay, those the values what we can find, that we need to implement it. We need to see it, that how the particular program is executing, how the particular program is working, and based on this particular work, based on this particular pattern, we will going to have the structures, and we can make the particular structures that we are constructing it here. Okay, so as we are constructing the particular thing here, we are making the particular thing here, and we can find it, the particular pattern of our data that we are making, that we are organizing, and we are framing it. We are making the particular data to be organized and to be used with, isn't it? This is what the structures that we have framed. This is what the structures that we are constructing. Okay, so this way we can construct the data. Let's see how the output we will going to have. So what we can see, that in this particular area, what we have, see the structures, how it has been taken. First the value of 5 has been taken, then 5 4 has been taken, then 5 4 3 has been taken, then 5 4 3 2 has been taken, then 5 4 3 2 1, because it has been done, the loop is running up to how much? Up to 0th position. So since it is running up to 0th position, so this way what we can find, that we can construct the value. Previous one you have seen it's at how we have construct the values there, that first 1 2 3 4, then 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 1 2 and 1, and this one how we have constructed, see, just a reverse way, 5 then 5 4, then 5 4 3, then 5 4 3 2, then 5 4 3 2 1. So this is how you can see it, you can find it, that we are constructing this data, and we are making this data to be worked with, and based on this particular area, based on this particular part, we find the data will going to be implemented. Okay, so we can implement the data, and we can work with the data. So here what happened, when the first loop is running, it is going inside to the second loop and extracting the what is the highest value there, 5, then only 5, that up to 5 it has done, then again it has go inside again, then 5 4, then it has taken the value of 5 4. So this way what we find, as the inside outside loop is decreasing, inside loop is also decreasing. Based on that decrementer part, we find it, the structures has been constructed in this way. Now let's see the next program what we have. Now you have seen two programs are there with a for loop that we have done with a pattern. So here you can see with an while loop how you can create a pattern. That means only with a for loop that we can create a pattern? No, there is a while loop also. While loop also we can use, and using that while loop we can make the pattern. So using the while loop that we can make the pattern is that we find it that here what, I equals to 1. So when I equals to 1, while I is less than equals to 5. So as I is less than equals to 5, then what we are taking here, that j equals to 1. So when it make j equals to 1, that means it will go inside, j is less than equals to I. What is the value of I? 1. Yes. So what we will going to have, we will print j, then what we will see that j equals to j plus I. So as we have j equals to j plus I, that means value of j is now increasing, that 1 will become what, 2, slash n, and now it will go inside. So this way what we can see, the loop will going to continue, and then it will come in and it will take out the value of I what is there. So as it take out the value of I what is there, based on this particular value of I, what we find it, that we will going to have a particular structure. What is the structure? That inner loop, what we say, up to 5. That means this particular loop also we need to run up to that particular value of 5, isn't it? We have to run it up to the value of 5, then only we can get the output. This is the structure, this is the pattern that you can see. It has been constructed, or it has been made based on which we have the particular pattern to be executed and to be maintained. Okay. So as we are maintaining it, as we are having this particular structure, in this particular structures we are constructing this particular value. So let us see what is the output that we are going to get from here. So you can see now what we are having it here, that we can see here we have here 1, then 1 2, then 1 2 3, then 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5. That means what we have done with a for loop, same thing we can do with a while loop also, isn't it? So this is the pattern that we have constructed. This is the pattern we have constructed. That means what we need to say, that logic that we are implementing, logic that we are giving, this the logic must be perfect. Okay, if your logic is perfect, obviously the output that we will going to derive from there, output will be a perfect output, else we can get the little bit of difficulties in the output phase. So there what the way and the way that we have defined it, that the way the thing has been worked. Okay, thank you students. So I am ending my today's session here. Thank you all.